This team is stocked, loaded.
He has a lot of experience in the NFL. I know he hasn't played since week 5 or whatever it is. Coming back from a major injury, I get that, but man, no, in my mind, no excuses. And I'm really looking forward to Thursday, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Look at the release.
There's your separation.
Great route.
Stutter and go. Gets by clean.
That is unbelievable.
Maybe the greatest catch I've ever seen.
I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Zach Martin is out for Dallas, but I guess my point is just kind of like, look, they're loaded everywhere. Dak Prescott, good player. You know, you've got 3 good to great wide receivers. You know, it's like you've got a great running back in Ezekiel Elliott. You still have multiple, offensive linemen that are good. There's really no excuse for Dallas not to play well in this spot, in my opinion. So I don't know. What's your take?
Yeah, so 51.5 point over under. I think that sounds about right. I definitely think this is going to be a high scoring game. Tampa Bay, I think, is favored by 8, which also sounds about right because, like, a couple of things here. Number one, Tampa Bay is absolutely freaking loaded. They obviously bring back everybody which is just unheard of from the Super Bowl run. The rookie pass rusher looks incredibly good. Like, that's going to be great for guys like JPP and Shaq Barrett, who just played a ton of snaps last year. You know, getting a relief there is going to be huge. Obviously, they also add like Gio Bernard to the backfield. I think that's going to it's going to make the backfield more confusing for fantasy, but it's going to make the offense even better. So they've got Tristan Wirfs, another year in the NFL at right tackle. Like, this team is stocked, loaded. Like, I think
they're so loaded.
They could win the Super Bowl again this year and nobody would be surprised. And I think Brady could have like a special season. And I think it gets started right now. If you just look at what he did from after the bye week to the Super Bowl, he threw 22 touchdowns to 4 interceptions at 8.7 yards per attempt. If you just extrapolate that over a full 17-game season,
okay,
talking 5,000 yards, 47 touchdowns. I think that is totally possible for Brady this year. And I think that's like the floor, right? Like, he could have a Peyton Manning 2013 season. It's hard to overstate how good this wide receiver trio is for Tampa Bay. Teddy Maloney brought it up in the chat that, Godwin's on the injury report. He's got a quad situation. Definitely watch that for sure for week 1, obviously. But just in general, this receiver core is unbelievably good. Like, Mike Evans is one of the best receivers in the NFL, goes over 1,000 yards every year, and I still feel is a little underappreciated. Chris Godwin, total stud, number 6 last year in success rate versus man coverage for reception perception. Antonio Brown, like, Bruce Arians cannot shut the hell up about Antonio Brown, right? Like, Bruce Arians is out there talking about, well, he's totally healthy now. He's playing at the level that he was with, Pittsburgh. I don't know if he's going to be like playing at that level, but even last year in reception perception, Brown was really good. 88th percentile success rate versus man coverage. I think Brown could go nuts in this week 1 spot. Like, if you've got Brown in your fantasy team, especially if Godwin's banged up, you absolutely have to start him. So all this to say, I actually kind of disagree with you, James. I think there's a chance that like Dallas could get smoked in this game. Maybe not going to happen, but that's number one, how good I feel about Tampa Bay. And also, I'm in on the Dallas offense long term. Their defense is still a question mark. Like, they're going to get work for sure against this team. But, I could see the offense struggling on Thursday night. Dak is like super rusty, right? Like, he hasn't seen game action since week 5 of last year. Basically did next to nothing all offseason with the shoulder situation.
Absolutely nothing.
I think it's probably smart to put him on ice. But again, that's a lot to come from. I haven't played football since week 5 of last year, did nothing all offseason, no preseason, barely any training camp action. And then he's just going to get thrown back out there, missing one of his best offensive linemen. And Tampa Bay's front 7 is no joke either. They were number 1 in rush defense DVOA last year. Like, I mean, Zeke's going to they're going to try to like establish the run and put the tempo of the offense that way. That's going to be tough when they're potentially a negative game script and Zeke is, running against Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea like barely played last year and they were that good against the run. I still think like CeeDee Lamb can have a good game as kind of their big play guy. Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup are probably you're still going to probably want to put them in your lineup because this is going to be a high scoring game. Zeke 20 touches. He saw 30 targets in the 4 first games with Prescott last year. So like there's still a pretty good chance that this is a good offensive like back and forth showing, but I could really see Tampa Bay taking this one.
Tampa Bay obviously loaded on offense, and quite honestly, I think they're more loaded on defense.
They might be. That's insane.
Yeah, which is insane. Because man, their front seven, their linebackers are incredible. They've got a couple of players. I like Carlton Davis a lot. Jamel Dean's kind of and Sean Murphy Bunting's definitely but overall, I mean, again, you talk about Winfield at the safety spot. Like these guys can fly around, which is great. But that being said, it's like there's no reason Dallas should not put points up. Like, I mean, okay, we could talk about Zach Martin, but bro, they still got Tyron Smith. They still got Lyle Collins. Like it's good that those guys are back. Yeah, they need to put points up. And they arguably have the best wide receiver trio in the NFL. I guess I just don't want to hear about excuses about Dak being, put on ice or whatever it was. It's just like, no, like he has a lot of experience in the NFL. Like I know he hasn't played since week 5 or whatever it is. Coming back from a major injury, I get that, but man, no, in my mind, no excuses. So that's just kind of where I'm at with this Dallas team, because again, dude, they're pretty damn loaded too. Yeah, at least really offensively. Good, defensively, oh boy, that's gonna be a problem. That's their second corner spot, bro. Oh golly. I'd be worried, man. I actually think Antonio Brown is gonna actually have the best season of those trio of Tampa Bay wide receivers. And I definitely think he's going to have the best game here in week number 1. I think Tom Brady's going to see that second corner, whoever it is going to be, that poor soul that's going to line up for Dallas. And he's going to try to line up against Antonio frickin' Brown. And Tom Brady is just going to light that dude up, man.